flights, hotels, car hire. Netflights.com, sponsors of the William Hunt Trilby Tour.
Welcome to event number 3 on this year's Trilby Tour. We're here today at the Oxfordshire with another 12 places up for grabs, the Amateur International Final. Win a crown, the champion of Oxfordshire and the West Midlands. Remember, gentlemen, slow play will be penalised.
The 2010 Trilby Tour, 8 regional championships and 2 international finals across 9 venues, featuring over 900 golfers. The quest for the international amateur title began at Druids Glen, where John Lynch was crowned champion of Ireland. In week 2, the championship of Kent and South East England went to Daniel Broad at the London Golf Club. This week we head to another classic venue, the Oxfordshire, as 116 golfers, the biggest field so far this season, compete for the next Trilby Tour Championship title. This magnificent championship venue welcomed the Trilby Tour in style, and with so many players looking to claim the 3rd title of the season, it was time to do battle immediately. The first place at this year's International Amateur Final went to David Childs. The Chartridge Park player made 33 well-earned points for 12th place. Also on 33 points but making 11th place on countback, Robert Lloyd from the Traditions Golf Club in Woking, who couldn't stop beaming all day. And it was obvious why. The smiling assassin stepped into the limelight and a place in the final with up and downs like that one. Nick McLaren also finished with 33 points, making it into the top 10 with a strong back 9. Solid golf by the man from Prestwick Golf Club. After 18 holes, a total of 4 players recorded Stableford scores of 34 points, which began to beg the question, what mark would become the cut for the playoff? Well, no playoff for the Hertfordshire's Andrew Driver, but certainly a place at the final for the left-hander off 16. Andy Cousins plays his golf at the Kendalshire under head pro, former European Tour player Andrew Sherborne. He took 8th place after 18 holes. Cousins off to the final.
First on the tee, match number 11, Oliver Dolan.
Also on 34 points, Oliver Dolan from Berkhamsted. It was all good after this belter of a drive at the first. And so to the last player outside playoff contention on the day, it was Chris Hall of Stapleford Abbots. A great performance from the 14 handicapper, who in the end finished just 1 point off the top 4, but had no problem making it into the top 12.
Gentlemen, gaps in play will not be tolerated.
This 3rd Trilby Tour event of the season was timed to coincide with the opening of the Oxfordshire's new hotel. Here's Paul Gibbons of Leaderboard Golf to tell us more.
It's great to have the Trilby Tour here. It is a major amateur event, very stylish. It's very important for us as the Oxfordshire and Leaderboard Golf because it gives us the opportunity with the Trilby Tour coming here for us to showcase our brand new 50-bedroom hotel. It's a hotel that's connected to the main clubhouse, which is rather grand. It gives every player now the opportunity to virtually come out of their bedroom and walk straight onto the first tee. We have a very, very dedicated team of greenkeepers, led by Sean, our head greenkeeper. They've got the latest equipment, and when the course was built, it was built properly with the right materials. So providing you work to a programme, we find that we can actually prepare the course very, very quickly. The condition of the course is excellent and is all the way through the year.
It was clear that with scoring so tight, a shootout was inevitable to establish our top 4 title contenders for the playoff. But the Oxfordshire's very own Ben Cotton, a superb scratch golfer, was the first to 35 points. Dave Just of Hanbury Manor was also heading to the shootout 19th tee. After he did, well, just enough to score 35 points. Making up a 3-for-2 shootout scenario was Henbury Golf Club's Andrew Burns playing off 10. So Burns, Just and Cotton will shoot it out for a top 4 place later on in the show. Now though, it's time to speak to another golfing legend. Alongside Trilby regular John O'Leary, the tour was visited by Ryder Cup star and European Tour player Eamon Darcy at Druids Glen. Here at the Oxfordshire, another big name has dropped in to watch. The 1975 Open runner-up and 1979 Australian Open winner, Jack Newton.
I was keen to come along and see what this is all about. And I like the concept, and we've discussed the possibilities of trying to look at a venture in Australia and possibly advancing into Asia. Start off with one event maybe and build it just the same as what's happened here. The nuts and bolts of it are that you're trying to create something that the average Joe Blow would love to experience but can't. A guy who wants to feel like he's playing in a professional event, and I think the aura about the event is have to be around the tee 20 minutes before you tee off. All those sort of things with the objective of just one winner on the day. The way it's presented, the format, and then they get on the tee and their hands shaking so hard they can just about tee the ball up. All those sort of little things that have been well thought out, and I think William and all the people around him have done a great job on that. Now, the only time I really shook on the first tee, including a playoff in the British Open, was first tee at Augusta for some reason, and I've spoken to a lot of more senior golfers than I was at the time when I first played the Masters, and they all say the same thing. The first tee shot at Augusta was the most terrifying tee shot in golf. So I can relate to it, yeah.
Please welcome Robert Fletcher.
Back to the action and watching the shootout to see which 2 golfers would join them in the playoff were 3 handicapper Rob Fletcher, whose score of 36 points put him straight through. And the man who was top of the pile after 18, the nearly man of the tour, the Buckinghamshire's Omar Butt, probably one of the best golfers yet to win a Trilby title. 38 points for him made him firm favourite going into the playoff. The story so far then, Childs, Lloyd, McLaren, Driver, Cousins, Dolan and Hall are all off to the final at the Buckinghamshire. Butt and Fletcher were into the playoff for the Oxfordshire and West Midlands Trilby Tour title by right, while Burns, Just and Cotton were heading for the special 19th tee to do battle for a place in that playoff. 3 players, 2 playoff places. It's shootout time. Nearest the pin and closest runner-up would go to the championship playoff here at the Oxfordshire. Andrew Burns was the first to feel the pressure. There's no hiding place on a Trilby Tour tee box, but an entertaining shot in the end as it ran and ran. Unfortunately for Andrew, not to the dance floor. Dave Just was the first of the 3 to claim his playoff place. He kept on top of the nerves to hit the target. Last man standing was Ben Cotton, a man who has played this course countless times, but never this special shootout hole. It was heart in the mouth time for the scratch golfer in front of the home fans. But Ben did enough, and he and Dave Just were through. All the action to come from this championship playoff. 3 holes was all that stood between Omar Butt, Rob Fletcher, Dave Just or Ben Cotton and Trilby Tour glory. Find out who wins it after the break.